I'm Jason Robinhood, and these are the stocks of the day for Tuesday, January 11th, 2022. Okay, so it is currently 11:20 p.m. here in Las Vegas, Tuesday, January 11th, 2022, and we're going to go over the best stocks in the stock market for today. A very good day in the stock market. As you can see, a lot of green on the screen. The Dow Jones was up 183 points. The S&P 500 was up 42 points above that 4,700 mark. And the Nasdaq was up 210 points, and the Russell 2000 was up 22 points. The VIX is down to 18, and the 10-year was down a little bit today. It's currently at a 1.734. So let's go in this series, we go over the 4 indexes and sometimes a few more best stocks. We go over the Dow Jones. We go over 5 stocks from each index: the Dow Jones, the S&P 500, the Nasdaq 100, and the Russell 2000. We go over about 5 stocks each. One of the best performing stocks outside of the indexes was Virgin Orbit, ticker symbol VORB. As you can see, the stock was up 31% today during the trading hours. In the after hours market, it gave back almost 6%. But for the past week, the stock is up 41%. That's a pretty good move. As you can see, I actually sold this stock yesterday. I didn't actually have that many shares. I only had 2 shares of this stock, but I sold it yesterday, and then it went up 31%. So I added it back to my watch list. I'll keep an eye on it. I mean, as you can see, it gave back almost 6% in the after hours market. So we have to figure out what's going on with the stock. I mean, it's still up 41% for the week, so I'll keep an eye on it. But I did sell this stock yesterday, but I did re-add it to my portfolio watch list today. So I'll keep an eye on this stock this week. Now we're going to go over the best 5 stocks in the Dow Jones today. As I mentioned, the Dow Jones was up 183 points. The Dow Jones currently sits at 36,252. One of the best performing stock in the Dow Jones today was Boeing, ticker symbol BA. As you can see, Boeing was up over 3% today, a pretty good move. For the week, the stock is still, and for the year, it's only up 4%. I think it doesn't really pay a dividend, so I'm not paying too much attention. But a good move for Boeing today, up 3%. That's a pretty good move. The best performing stock in the Dow Jones today was Boeing. The next stock is Chevron. Let me see, Chevron CVX. As you can see, this is a part of the energy sector, one of the best sectors in the stock market currently. And Chevron was up a little more than 2%. Added a little bit in the after hours also. It didn't give back any of the gains. It's up 38%. You can see almost kind of a straight line from here. From September 20th, 2021. I mean, this stock is just going almost, 19% in the last 3 months, 10% in the last month. As everyone know, the market has been down a lot in the last month. But this stock is up almost 10% in a month. And it pays over a 4% dividend. That is a really, 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 really strong dividend. Let's see what it does over 5 years. Only 10% over 5 years. That's not a good move. But you can see, I mean, since basically March 20th, 2020, since March 20th, 2020, we know what happened there, and it's basically gone up since then. The bottom in this stock was about 59, and since then it hasn't reached that bottom. So you probably want to keep an eye on Chevron, especially with it being a part of the energy sector. Next stock is ticker symbol CRM, Salesforce. Salesforce was up a little more than 2% today. For the year, Salesforce is only up 7%. The Dow Jones is up like 17%, so not one of the best trades. But it's up over 216% the past 5 years. That's a pretty good move. Let's see. You see there's a top over here somewhere. It looks like it topped out in November 9th, 2021. It's gone almost straight down since then. 309 was the top over there. Now it's all the way down to 234. So you want to keep an eye on that 309 number. If we can get back to there, probably you could see even more all-time highs. But at the moment, it looks like it's in a kind of a... The stock doesn't look so good. It's down 16% in the last 3 months, and it does not pay a dividend. Next stock is ticker symbol APPL, Apple. As you can see, we have a little more than 4 shares of Apple, and Apple was up a little more than 1% today. That's a good move. Apple's up 36% year over year. The Dow Jones is like 16%, so Apple is doubling the Dow Jones. And for the past 5 years, I mean, what a beautiful chart this is. I mean, you can see this chart is up over almost 500% in the past 5. Are you serious? Let me just say that one more time. Apple, one of the biggest companies in the world, a $3 trillion stock for the most part, is up almost 500% over the past 5 years. Apple is basically returning 100% year over year. That is amazing. This is a beautiful chart. I mean, you can see this chart goes all the way back to 2017. Where's the bear, son? You know, where's the pullback in this stock? You don't really see any significant pullbacks in this stock. That is, I mean, right here you see a pretty big pullback right here, but we know what happened there from February Valentine's Day 2020 all the way down to about March, just a month, right? For the most part. But since then, this stock is just going in a straight line. That's interesting. I do have 5 shares of Apple. That makes me happy. But yeah, I'll probably keep adding to my position. Apple is a stock that I'm going to own for the rest of my life anyway, so I'm not even worrying about Apple. But definitely one of the best performing stocks in the Dow Jones. Next stock is Honeywell. Honeywell was up a little more than 1% today. Honeywell is up a little more than 4% the last year. That's underperforming the Dow Jones. But it's up 82% the past 5 years. Since March 2020, this stock has been very, very, very bullish. Pretty good move. I don't think it pays a dividend. It does pay a dividend. That's interesting. But I'm a little disappointed that it's underperforming the market and the Dow Jones in the past year. So I probably would not be adding this stock to my portfolio. So those were 5 stocks. Those are the best performance stocks in the Dow Jones today. As I mentioned, the Dow Jones was up 183 points, currently sitting at 36,252. Let's go over 5 stocks for the S&P 500. One of the best stocks was Illumina. I think that's how you pronounce that. Ticker symbol ILMUNN. Excuse me. Ticker symbol ILMN. That stock is up. I mean, it was up over 16%, almost 17% today. It didn't give back almost not much in the after hours market. For the past year, it's up 14%. But remember, it was up 16% today. So it came in today down almost 3% for the year, right? So probably not a stock that I would be looking at. You can see the top was about August 17th, 2021, about last year. Since then, it has gone almost straight down from 522, and it currently sits at 423. So not the worst move in the world. And plus, it's up almost 200% the past 5 years. That's pretty good. Almost, little more than like 35%, 40% per year. And that's not a terrible move. I don't think it pays a dividend. It doesn't pay a dividend. But a pretty good move for this stock. You're going to keep an eye on it if you want to. One of the best performing stocks in the S&P 500 today. Next stock is ticker symbol APA. APA Corporation. That stock was up, a little over 9% today, and actually even gained even a little bit more in the after hours market. That's a pretty good move right there. For the past year, it's up 88%. I'm gonna actually put this on one of my watch lists. This is a chart I really like. As you can see, it's gone almost straight up since August 19th, 2021. The stock was at $16 a share. It's currently it's doubled since then. And for the past 5 years, that's the worrisome thing about it. I don't really like buying stocks like this, but I mean, you can see since March 2020, it's gone up. I don't know. I guess you want to get over this high right here. It's almost breaking that 32 mark, right? You can see it kind of has a problem at 32. Around here is around 35. I would say if it could break that 47 mark, that will really significant. This stock could really run if it breaks that 47 mark. I'll just keep an eye on it. I'm probably not going to buy it. It is a part of the energy sector, so that's always good. It doesn't pay the biggest dividend. It pays under a 1% dividend. I'm just going to keep an eye on it. for the next about 15 points, right? If you can get to 47 and then falls back down to this 20 number, or it went all the way down to $4 a share. It was a penny stock situation. Wow, that's surprising. It's a pretty good move. We probably missed most of this move if you think about it, but the highs is around 47. So I'll keep an eye on this stock from here to about 47. Next stock in the S&P 500 was Oxy, ticker symbol OXY, another stock in the energy sector. As you can see, the stock was up over 7% today. For the past year, it's up over 68%. The S&P 500 was up about 27% last year. So this stock is doubling the S&P 500, but it's down 50% year over past 5 years. Another stock in the energy sector that's just down a lot. This stock is almost exactly like APA. As you can see, it pays under 1% dividend, down 50% past 5 years. Just keep an eye on it. It's a part of the energy sector, so I'm going to have to keep an eye on that stock. Probably won't be adding it to my watch list. Next stock in the S&P 500 is ticker symbol CRL, Charles River. As you can see, Charles River was up a little more than 7% today. It's up 29% year over year. So this stock is trading basically in line with the S&P 500. That's interesting. But it's up almost 400% the past 5 years. This is an interesting chart. It's a nice looking chart too. It doesn't pay a dividend. But that's interesting. I'm not going to add it to my portfolio, but that's a pretty good looking chart. Pretty good looking chart right there. The next stock is Las Vegas Sands. Okay. Excuse me. As you can see, this stock was up almost 7% today, a little more than 7%. But once again, this stock is down 31% year for the past year. It's a terrible trade. This is interesting. And it's down 30% the past 5 years also. This is not a stock for me, unfortunately. Even though it's in my city, Las Vegas, that I currently live in, I probably will not be adding the stock to my portfolio. Does it pay a dividend? It pays under a 2% dividend. But being that the market is up a lot in the last 5 years, and as you've seen, Apple's up almost 500% the past 5 years, I'm not going to add a stock that's down 30% to my portfolio down the past 5 years. But a good move today. Shout out to them. They're up 7% today, so probably want to keep a small eye on them. And the last stock for the S&P 500 is ticker symbol ALB. ALB was up almost 6% today, a little more than 5% today. A pretty strong move. Let me see what it did for the year. The past year, it's up 35%. That's a pretty good move. It's outperforming the S&P 500. And it's up 164% the past 5 years. So that's an interesting move. It does pay a small little under 1% dividend. So keep an eye on this stock. One of the best performing stocks in the S&P 500 the past 5 years, ticker symbol ALB. Those were 5 stocks for the S&P 500. As I mentioned, the S&P 500 was up 42 points today, and the S&P 500 is currently at 4,713. You want to keep an eye on that 4,700 mark, and with some bulls have the S&P 500 at 55. I think that's a real extreme stretch, but a lot of people have the year-end number for the S&P 500 at 5,100, right? So you have about 400 points move for the bulls who believe the S&P 500 can go up almost 400 points today. We'll keep an eye on that number, but it currently stands at 4,700. But the bull case is 5,100. Just to keep an eye on the Nasdaq, on the S&P 500. Now we're gonna go over the best performance stocks in the Nasdaq 100. Ticker symbol Michael Libre. I think that's how you pronounce that. Wow, this stock is up almost 11% today. One of the best performing stocks in the stock market total. That's a pretty good move. But for the past year, it's down 34%. That's a really terrible move. But, oh my goodness, this stock has actually outperformed Apple. This is crazy because this stock is down 34%. And it's still up almost, without that 34%, this stock would have been up almost 600% the past 6 years. The problem is you can see there's a top in this stock. It's about 1900, right? Right, yeah, it looks like 1900 is the top. I mean, we're only at 1100 right now, but you can see it goes to the 1900 mark and it just stops. I mean, almost literally to the penny, right? It just stops at 1900. So it's probably not a stock I will be adding to my portfolio. I'm not impressed. I'm surprised. You have to figure out why it's down almost 40% year over year, but a pretty good move today when it's up 10%. So if you think about it, it's almost down 50. It was almost down 50% year over year with today's move. Next stock is ticker symbol JD. JD.com was up over almost 11% today, almost 10% today. It gave back a little bit in the after hours market. For the past year, it's down 15%, but for the past 5 years, it's up 186%. A pretty good move for JD.com. Probably want to keep an eye on it. The last week it's up 20%, right? So there's some bullish moves here. That's a pretty strong move for a stock down 15% year over year, but it's up 20% this week. So you want to keep an eye on JD.com. Next stock for best stocks in the Nasdaq 100 is Lucid. Ticker symbol LCID. Lucid, as you can see, we currently have a little more than 15 shares of Lucid. Lucid was up almost 9% today, but unfortunately it gave back almost 2% in the after hours market. This stock is up almost 200% the past year. And for the past 5 years, I mean, you can see this stock just IPO'd a few years ago, maybe December 2020. It looks like it's only been in the stock market for only like less than 2 years. But for the past 5 years since it IPO'd, it's up over 337%. So I'm not going to say I'm a long-term investor, but as you can see, we have 15 shares of this stock, up 9% today, up almost 16% for the past week. So we're definitely not looking to add to our position in Lucid, just riding with the 15 shares that we have right now. But it's a good move, right? It's a pretty good move, helping my portfolio make some money. I'll tell you that for sure. Next stock in the Nasdaq 100 was ticker symbol TMUS, T-Mobile. That's an interesting move. A strong move for a phone company, right? A telecommunications company, I believe that's what you would call it. T-Mobile was up almost 5% today. It didn't give back in the after hours, but it's down 16%. The Nasdaq 100 was up about 16%. This stock is almost doubling it down. Not a good move. Up 96% on the past 5 years. That's not bad, right? That's not bad at all. That's about a 20% gain per year, right? The top was actually last year around July 2021. You see the top was about 149, and we're down to 110 since then. So you want to keep an eye on that 149 mark if we can get above that this year around July. See what happened. It started to sell off after that July quarter, so you have to figure out what happened there. Or maybe it could top out and get above that 149 this year. And for the last stock, best performance stocks in the Nasdaq 100 is ticker symbol ABNB. Airbnb was up almost 5% today. That's interesting. For the past year, it's up 13%. That's not a bad move. That's kind of the reopen trade right there, if you think about it. And since Airbnb IPO'd, it's up 147%. That's an interesting move. I'm probably not going to add it to my portfolio or keep an eye on this stock this year. This is a good stock to keep an eye on this year. It's definitely staying kind of in line with the Nasdaq 100. The Nasdaq 100 was up about 17% last year, and this stock is up about 13%. So it's not really underperforming it. And as you can see, this stock literally just joined the stock market last year, I believe. So it's only been in the stock market for 1 year. Keep an eye on Airbnb this year, I would imagine. So those were the best performance stocks in the stock for the Nasdaq 100. The Nasdaq 100 was up 210 points, and the Nasdaq 100 currently stands at 15,153. And for the last 5 stocks of the best performance stocks in the stock market, we're going to look at the Russell 2K stocks. We have ticker symbol ACDD. Wow, look at this stock. As you can see, this stock was up over 30% today, and it was still gaining some percentage in the after hours market. Let me see if the chart is good. No. I mean, this stock is down 40%. This stock was, excuse me, this stock was down almost 70% before today, right? I mean, something came in to buy it today, but I'm not gonna buy a stock that's down 47% year over year and then it moves 30% in 1 week. That's interesting. Oh, 30% in 1 day. And plus, it's still down 30% the past 5 years. It just IPO'd in 2020, so probably not for me. But a pretty good move today, as you can see. If you want to keep an eye on it for a day trade, it was up 30% today, and it was still gaining in the after hours market. So we'll see what happens tomorrow, right? It could give back that 30%, or hey, you never know, it could go up another 30%. Next stock is ticker symbol VERU. VERU was up over 20% today. This stock is close to a penny stock. It was a penny stock is defined as on Wall Street in the stock market terms, a penny stock is defined as a stock under $5, and it was close to being under $5, but it's down 33% year over year. This is a terrible looking chart, but somehow this stock, hold on, are you kidding me? Wow, hold on. This stock is down 33% year over year, but for the past 5 years, this stock has actually outperformed Apple. Are you kidding me? What stock is this? Wow, you can see it topped out here. Actually, last year around this time, so that's interesting. And if you look at it, this is an interesting stock because you can see where around this date right now it was $9.55 and it jumped all the way to $20. So you want to keep an eye on this stock for the next month. If you are a day trader, you definitely want to keep an eye on this stock for the next month. This stock jumped all the way up to $20 last year around this time, and it's making kind of a similar move once again. That's interesting. Next stock is ticker symbol BFLY. Butterfly Network. Butterfly Network was up over 19% today. That's interesting. Down 61%. These are terrible looking charts in the Russell 2K here. And down 25% year over year. I mean, the past 5 years. I'm not going to look at this stock too much. Down almost 70%, right? It was down over 70% today, and now because of today's move, it got above 19. Probably not a stock that I'm going to look forward to adding to my portfolio. Next stock is ticker symbol BDTX. This stock is almost a penny stock also. This stock was up over 13% today, but down a little bit in after hours market. Oh my God, this is the worst chart we've seen all day. Down 86% year over year. Wow, down 84% the past 5 years. Okay, let's just move on from this one. And the last stock in the stock market, the best stocks in the market today was Shake Shack. Everyone knows this stock. I can't say everyone knows the stock, but a lot of people know Shake Shack. Shake Shack was up almost 13% today, right? A little more than 13% today. For the past year, it's down 17%. Not a great move, but it looks like it's a part of that reopen trade that may be helping. But it's still up for the past 5 years, up over 112%, giving you a good, 30-40% return year over year. Is that 30? No, that's not 30. A little more than like 21% year over year. Is that right? I'm terrible at math. Yeah, a little more than 20% year over year, right? Past 5 years, a little more than that. 112%. But I probably won't be adding this to my portfolio. It's down a little bit too much. As you can see, the Russell 2K, almost all the stocks were down the past year, so not the best charts that we found in the Russell 2K today. Yeah, so those were it. Those were like 25, 26 stocks maybe, or maybe even like less. Maybe it was like 22 stocks in total for the best stocks in the stock market today. Stocks of the day for January 11th, 2022. As we mentioned earlier, the Dow Jones, the S&P 500, the Nasdaq 100, and the Russell 2K were all up today. A great day in the stock market. a lot of green on the screen, and then we see a lot of stocks up 20%, 18%, 10%. Good moves in the stock market today. So we definitely needed that. Earnings season, I believe, starts on Friday. So that's going to be interesting. We're going to keep an eye on a lot more stocks the next couple of weeks because we have earnings season is beginning on Friday. So did you discover any new stocks in this video? Do you have any stocks that are performing well in your portfolio? I'm Jason Robinhood. These were the stocks of the day for Tuesday, January 11th, 2022. Stay long in the stock market.